Hello YouTube, period, Kilo Delta 9, November Tango Delta here, coming to you with another unprofessional video which I am shooting at night, and I should probably wait until the daytime, and shaking around with a iPad in my hand because I can't afford a good camera. But basically what this video is about, it's about for those that just want a quick and dirty way to get started with SDR playback on your computer. You'd like to add a band scope, you've been hearing about it, but you just don't know what to buy, period. I've been down that road. When I was studying all this, there was so much information out there, but I had trouble coming up with a central way to just make this all work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a shopping list of stuff that works for me, that got it working for me. In this video, I'm using a Yaesu FTDX 3000, which is a wonderful radio. There are many other radios out there that will also work, but you are going to have to do your own research.
Could you try again?
The radio, I know, has to support, it has to have the port on the back of it. This one has a TX out port on the back of it that allows me to hook up the radio to the software and make it all work. So you're going to have to do your own research. I know that an ICOM 7300 and probably most of the newer ICOM line will do this. Most of the Yaesus will do this. Most of the Kenwoods will do this. But I just can't blurt out particular models of what's going to work. You're going to have to research it for yourself and find out if your model is fully compatible with the SDR playback. But basically, before I get started with this video, what this is it's a box that communicates with the antenna coming off the receiver, and it takes your signal into your computer. So what you can do is you can take any cheaper radio and have this nice band scope on it, plus do a bunch of other things. This software is wonderful, and it comes with the box that I'm going to refer you to if you choose to follow my video and purchase the same equipment that I purchased. It was a free download. Without getting overcomplicated, there's plenty of tutorials out on this, but the software itself is called SDR Uno, and it comes with the free download with the SDRPlay box that I'm going to refer you to here in a little while. But basically, in a nutshell, what this does, I'm sorry for the shaking around here, I'm trying to hold this with one hand and work with the other. The major part of the software is it adds a band scope on your computer so you can see your signals. So I have it muted right now so I can make this video, but you can see right now that I'm tuned in to, I'm on 80 meter and I'm tuned in on that frequency. Let's say that I like this signal right here. I want to see what this is about. I just take my mouse and click here and it'll take me straight to it, or almost to it. I have to tune in a little bit, but you can see it changed the frequency for me. It also changed it on the radio. So I can forget I even have a radio using this software. I can do everything from this software. It has filters, it has memory, it has scan. You can scan memory. You can make many adjustments. You can make many settings. In fact, I've been working with this software for 3 days and I haven't even gotten halfway through it yet. But don't get confused. There's a lot of these features you don't have to use. If you just want a simple band scope where you can just see your signal and forget about all this other stuff, all those boxes can be clicked away so they're not confusing you. And later on, once you get familiar with the software and you get more comfortable with it, you can start watching videos on how to use the other features. Each of them little boxes does something extra, and almost every one of them can be clicked away, so you're just left with this main window. So don't be confused. But basically, in a nutshell, what we have here is I'm going to give you a hardware list, because it is very confusing to try to figure out what you need. You're going to need to buy a total of 2 USB cables, and these are just standard like the printer cables. You're going to need to buy the box. I happen to chose this box. I don't have anything to do with this company. They're not giving me anything for it. I just bought it, and it's what worked for me. It's called SDRPlay. I know there are others out there. I don't have any experience with anything else other than this box. I know that this thing was virtually plug and play. I followed the tutorial and it just worked. So back to the hardware list, 2 USB cables, the box. The box does not come with them USB cables. You're going to have to buy your own. And this is going to be the hardest part right here, that you're going to have to come up with a solution to hook this box up to the RCA jack on the back of your transceiver. This is an SMA connector. You need an SMA male connector to RCA jack. If you don't know what the RCA jack is, if you've been living under a rock or you just plain old forgot, remember those old yellow, red, and white cables? RCA cables. That's what this is. There's an RCA jack on the back of this called TX on this Yaesu, and that's what does the communicating with this box. I think all of these modern radios have that, so you should be able to do that. So I've given you a list. What I've done here in this situation, it's a little complicated on my part because I already had these parts in my inventory. I had an SMA to BNC adapter laying around, so I installed that. And it has to be a male. You need the male part to screw into the female jack that's on the box. Don't get confused. If your adapter or your cord does not have the little prong coming out of it, that's a female and it will not work. You need the male connector. Basically what I did was I took a normal BNC cable and I then connected it to the adapter, and then on the other end of this I cut off the other BNC connector and I soldered on that RCA jack. These came with my radio. There was 2, that's why I only have 1 now. But there are other solutions. If you don't want to do everything that I did, you can mostly probably can just buy an SMA to RCA cable. I think if I can get it open here and hold this thing. Let's see here. Just pull it up Google. They make cables that's already made up if you want to buy something and just wait on it. There's one right there. BNC to RCA. There are adapters. There are plenty of solutions that you can do. But just remember that you got to have a coaxial connection coming out of this SMA antenna jack on the box to the RCA plug on the back of your transceiver. Before we get into this though, before I had mentioned that you need 2 USB cables, without this, you need a USB cable coming off of your receiver into your computer, and that will allow your computer to see the receiver. What you'll need to do is go to your manufacturer's website and download the driver first and install the driver, and follow your manufacturer's instructions on how to install the USB cable to your computer so that your computer can control your transceiver. I went to Yaesu's website and downloaded the driver and installed the driver first. Then I plugged in the USB cable. So in a nutshell, and to recap, there is a USB cable that is coming off the back of my transceiver and it's going straight into my computer. That will allow the computer to see the transceiver. After you have that performed, there's a program that you need to download. It's called OmniRig. See if we can focus or if it's not too bright. Let me see if I can get that moved over here. It looks like it's kind of hard to see. There we go. OmniRig. OMNIRIG. You can just Google it. It's a very small program. Once you program it, it's on your computer and it's tucked away. So when I downloaded OmniRig, it was already on tab 1. That's all you need for this program. And you're going to have to, the first drop-down box, choose your radio. I'm working with an FTDX 3000, so I have that radio selected. The next thing that you're going to need to know is the COM port. Let me pull up Device Manager and walk you through this so there's no confusing. Bear with me. Device Manager. Let's open up Device Manager. By the way, it's very difficult to try to hold this with one hand and control the computer with the other. You'll want to go here to COM ports and open that up. When I purchased this box, which I have no affiliation with the company, I followed their website on getting started. Let me open that up here. This is the website for that box. SDRPlay website. There's a link up here that says Start Here. When you click on Start Here, it will tell you exactly what to do to get this box configured. It'll have you put in your country, the purchase location, and the serial number, and that will register for it. and then it will guide you on what to download, the driver to download. You will download the driver and install the driver, and then once you have that done and you plug the box in with the USB cable to your computer, that'll be the second USB cable now. Don't be confused with the first one. Remember earlier we installed one to just allow the computer to communicate with the transceiver. What this does is this will give you access to the software. Once you install that, you have already installed the driver ahead of time, so it knows what to do. It will install these two COM ports for you. If you look right here, there's two. You want the one that says enhanced. That's the one that you're going to need to know. It installed two, but you want to know what this one is. In my case, it says COM port 4. So going back over here to OmniRig, I've chose COM port 4. The baud rate, I found this on another tutorial, but on my radio it supports a very fast baud rate of 38400. So I've selected that. But here was my mistake, and this drove me crazy. I'm going to give you a tip. You also have to go into your radio and select the same baud rate in your settings. I could not get my radio to communicate with this software for the longest time till I finally figured that out. I went into my menu and I scrolled through until I found baud rate, and once I changed that to match 38400 with this OmniRig, everything just happened after that. Okay, so you have OmniRig installed. You can close that now and just get it out of your way because you're done there. From that SDR website, it will give you the link to download the software, which is free and comes with it with this box. And let me tell you what, this is marvelous software. I'm not going to spend a lot of time going over this because there is plenty of better tutorials out there on this than what I can provide you here. But basically, it just gives you full control over your radio. You can even forget you have a radio. I know that I did. I can control everything from my computer now. It's nice to have my transceiver sitting here, but this transceiver is overkill for me because I can do much more over here on this. So if that's what you're looking for, that's what this video is about. I'm sure there are other solutions out there and other software. I know there's Ham Radio Deluxe, but in all honesty, this is the only one that I want and need for now, because I have been working with this stuff for several days and I haven't even gotten halfway through it yet. This does so much that I cannot even imagine me needing anything else. Once you install this program and everything's connected, you have to go up here and hit play. And once you hit play, it will connect and you will get the bandwidth. As you can see from my scope right now, I'm on 80 meter. But if I wanted to change bands, I can just go up here. Let's say, for example, I want to go to 40 meter. I'll click on 40 meter, and it'll automatically take me to 40 meter. It changed my frequency, and then if you look over here on my rig, it took my rig to 40 meter. So I don't have to do anything on my rig at all. Now, let's say, for example, that I want to tune in on a signal. I want to see what's going on this strong signal over here. I've got my volume turned down so I can make this video, but I'm temporarily going to turn it up for right now. So now we have the volume going. I'll go back over here and I'm hearing this, but I want to see what's going on over here on this frequency. Let's choose this one. I click it, and it just about took me there. It's off a little bit, but I can just reach over here with my main tuning dial and dial it in. And there we go, I got it in. Let's say I want to get over here and check this one out. It's off a little bit again. It's hard to get precise with the mouse, but that's when you just reach over and you can just tune it in with your transceiver, or unless you get good at it and you can do it better with the mouse. But I'm just doing that for demonstration purposes. So this OmniRig is very wonderful. I recommend it to anybody. This has literally changed the way I use ham radio. As a matter of fact, I find it a very hard time for me to ever go back to anything else once using this. Once I get good with this and I get bored down the road, I'll probably start experimenting around with other software. But this video is just quickly to give somebody a tutorial if they just want to quickly get up and running and they're confused. I know that it's hard to find central information on the internet on what just to buy. So just remember to recap it. The hardware that you're going to need is to buy the SDRPlay device, 2 USB cables, and then whatever cable it is to make this SMA connect to the RCA jack on the back of your transceiver. The software comes with this, so there's nothing else to purchase. One thing that I would like to note, that they make several of these. They made a duo device that has more than one antenna connector. I was tempted to buy that at first, but as I got to thinking about it, I already have other solutions. I have many antennas coming in on switches, so I can control my antennas in other ways. Maybe that there's a little bit more to that I don't know, and if you've got money to spend and you want to get the better one just to have overkill, then you may want to get the more expensive one that's got more ports on it. I did watch a video where somebody was able to configure a stronger antenna and have it listening off of the stronger one and transmitting off of the other one, and I did think that was nifty, but I have enough time on my hands right now and enough things to do where I can't get involved in anything like that right now. So you buy this. I got mine from hamradio.com. I'm not a sponsor of them. I didn't get anything from them. It just got here in 2 days. It was either that or Amazon, and Amazon is backed up from that COVID virus, so I couldn't get anything off of there, or that this is made in the UK, and if you buy it from them, you'd have to wait in the United States for it to ship overseas. So hamradio.com was about my quickest place to get it. That's why I bought it from them. So I hope that this helped you. If you have any questions on hooking this up, I'll try the best I can help you. Just comment on my video and I'll see if I can get you up and going. This is Kilo Delta 9 November Tango Delta, and I'll see you on the air. 73.